What's up everyone, Weston here with GoWesty, and today we're going over steering column maintenance. Start by removing the horn pad. Next, remove the nut that holds the steering wheel onto the steering column. When removing the steering wheel from the steering column, I like to mark the splines with some whiteout so that I know where to put it back on.
Next, inspect the horn ring and the contact on the turn signal switch.
If either of these look worn out, it's a good idea to replace them now. Follow up by removing the lower and upper steering column covers. This is held in with 2 Phillips screws.
Remove the 3 flathead screws that hold the combination switch assembly onto the steering column.
Then remove the 3 wiring harnesses that go to the wiper assembly. 1 for the wiper switch, 1 for the turn signal switch, and 1 for the high beam switch. With all the wires removed, pull the wiper assembly off the steering column. Next, remove the wiper switch from the turn signal switch. When doing this, make sure to unhook this hook. With the wiper switch and turn signal switch assembly out of the way, now remove the steering column spacer sleeve. Uninstall the small Allen bolt holding the ignition switch housing to the steering column. Then unplug the ignition switch wires. Follow this by unlocking the ignition switch, then slide the unit up off the steering column. With the ignition cylinder housing removed, uninstall the ignition switch. Make sure to save this screw for later use. If you're using a brand new ignition lock, inspect and make sure it's properly greased. Push the new ignition lock cylinder into the new ignition cylinder housing until the tab hits the body of the ignition cylinder housing. Then push the tab until the new lock cylinder is inside the ignition cylinder housing. If you're reusing your factory lock cylinder, you'll need to drill a small 1/8 inch hole at this precise measurement. Once the hole is made, use a pick or a punch to depress the spring on the lock. Then pull upwards on the lock cylinder. This should remove it from the lock cylinder housing. Install your new ignition switch using the previously removed screw. Test the new lock cylinder for functionality. Unlock your ignition cylinder. Then slide the ignition cylinder housing over the steering column shaft. Apply some blue Loctite to the previously removed Allen bolt.
Grab a pair of vice grips similar to these and clamp down on the lower portion of the steering column,
making sure that this gap is closed. Once this gap is closed, reinstall the new spacer bushing column sleeve.
If your spacer sleeve is damaged such as this one, it's a good idea to replace it with a new one. If the spacer sleeve fits too tightly on the steering column, you may use a hammer and punch to position the spacer properly.
These sleeves are cut to a specific measurement, so be careful not to damage or mushroom the sleeve out. If the horn contact pin on your wiper switch was damaged,
it's a good idea to replace it with a new one.
Install the turn signal switch onto the wiper switch in reverse of how it was removed, being sure to hook into the high beam portion found on the wiper switch. With the turn signal and wiper switch assemblies reinstalled, slide it over the steering column and use the previously removed flathead screws.
When torquing this Allen bolt down, do not exceed 7 foot-pounds of torque. Reinstall all previously removed harnesses back into the combination switches.
Remove your vice grip pliers found down below. Reinstall the upper and lower steering column covers in reverse of how you removed them. If you have not previously, apply some dielectric grease to the horn contact ring.
Torque the steering wheel nut down to 36 foot-pounds. The gap between the steering wheel and the steering column should be no more than 2 to 4 millimeters.
Reinstall the horn pad, and you're done. Once you're all done, test everything for functionality.
It's a loud fucking horn.